Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Kings of the North on this terrific Saturday here down in Toronto. You are here on the ES Champ TV channel. We are sponsored now by Chairs for Gaming. If you guys have been seeing like those really awesome gamer chairs out there and you live in Canada, you could now get one. Chairsforgaming.ca. You can go over there. You can check out amazing chairs. And at the same time, we have a promotional code for you as well. If you use the code ESChamp, you get $20 off and a free footrest, I do believe. Not a bad deal for a chair that might last you the rest of your life.
Yeah. And, you know, it is a little bit more expensive than the usual chairs that you can get, but definitely way more comfortable and definitely worth the price. I've
definitely sat on a few of them now because I have gone to a few different events now out there, and those chairs, man, I'm definitely going to be ordering one. So, yeah, ES Champ TV, making connections for you gamers out there here in Canada. And, of course, you are here on the Twitch. You should probably hit those follows and subscribe buttons, guys, because we got Get Direct, J-Idea, more subscription options coming your way. But, as well, content. We're putting out a lot of StarCraft content. So far, the Torcraft has been very successful. It's very likely that a Season 2 might show up if you guys show us enough support. And then, of course, you know, we also have the Kings of the North. So, more support for us means more tournaments for you. That's a pretty good trade, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's always nice to support the people that you like, so that way you can see them even more.
No, right? That's why I'm going to buy a chair, because I need a new chair. Well, it's a good reason, right?
Yeah.
Get an awesome chair, support ES Champ, have more tournaments. Win, win, win for everyone. Speaking of winning, Massa did win his series. He's up 2-0 now into the finals. He's going to be taking on the victor of this next game series. Who do we have on deck?
We're going to be having desRow versus Angeles here for another best of 3. It's going to be starting off on Overgrowth.
Overgrowth. Interesting. Now, this is a ZVP.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever done a ZVP in Torcraft.
We had one, which was
in like February.
Well, we had one last week, but I don't know if we count it as a ZVP because
he was random. Right?
Yeah.
No, that still counts, I guess.
Yeah.
We actually had a random player enter our tournament. That was exciting because not only did he have a 2/3 chance not making it a ZVZ because we had 6 Zergs, I think, in our semis, or at least like the top 8. But we also did get a ZVP out of that. So, no, you're quite right. Spot on there, Mr. Delk. But as you said, Overgrowth for our ZVP. We're getting Hendrilisk and desRow ready to go. What are our other 2 maps?
Our second map is going to be Frost, and then our last map is going to be Merry-Go-Round, it seems.
Interesting. How Frost and Merry-Go-Round, 2 out of 3 here for...
Yeah.
No, 2 out of 2. Not even 3. Yeah. This is our second game. Wow. It's only our second game series, ladies and gentlemen. We still have our finals to do after this, our best of 5, and we did do some interviews. You did talk to Massa as well as Elham, and some good stuff there. And it does look like we are just about ready here, guys, to go into this best of 3. So, place your bets. Do we have a salty StarCraft yet?
Not yet, unfortunately. Not yet.
Would have said go all the way over and place your rares is what you say in Dota, but we don't have that here either. We need a betting system. Like, if there's anything I learned from the NASL in the last days, it's that the commentators love to bet. There was like just one day of just pure bet between Mr. Bitter and Great Torp. That was his name. So yeah, if you're listening and you're a developer, get a betting system. Make lots of money. That's so funny. So that's your Canadian idea for the day. All right, we are going to be jumping into the game. And, of course, we do got Endersword here on our obs. So it's been a fantastic job. Keep it up there, Dev. And we are now going to jump into game number 1 on Overgrowth, where Hendrilisk up against desRow.
And this was Hendrilisk's pick, too. So kind of excited to see what he will do on this map. And, of course, here locally, Kings of the North is the only tournament that is on current season. So not really too many games that I've gotten to see of Hendrilisk on
Torcraft
Overgrowth.
was previous map.
Yes.
If I recall.
All right, but, Hendrilisk versus desRow.
Oh, I remember this map. This was the map that we didn't get a wall. I think it was from Pooh, was it?
It was... Elham.
Was it Elham?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was up against Massa, yeah.
No, he was up against Hendrilisk.
Oh, he was up against Hendrilisk. All right. He was up against somebody. But, they tried to do a wall across the side, and the supply depots were just 1 too few.
Yeah. Well, not even 1, half too few.
Yeah.
All right.
That was actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
But back to this game. ZVP in our Zerg today from Team Complexity. It's gonna be Toronto favorite Hendrilisk. Look at that complexity logos.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff.
And of course DX Racer right on there, which of course you can buy from Chairs for Gaming.
It's comfortable chairs, man.
Yeah. And over on the top right, we have our orange Protoss from over in Quebec. It is desRow.
Vive le français.
Vive le Québécois.
I actually went through Montreal the other day, traveling from PAX and back.
Nice.
And got to hang out in the airport for a little bit. Small, quaint, but it had a Tim Hortons, so I was pretty happy.
Yeah. Well, what place in Canada doesn't really have a Tim's? Is the question.
Well, we are getting a lot more Starbucks these days. I've been noticing a growing trend of Starbucks coffee.
Yeah.
If you go to the States, almost anybody that has a Tim's won't touch it. I found that out as well when I went to Ohio.
That's because Tim's is good and cheap.
Not according to them. They just think it's cheap and terrible.
Yeah, well, what can you do? Anyways, we're going to be coming back into this game. Spawning pool on the way here for Hendrilisk. Looks to be Forge Fast Expand from desRow, and kind of interesting. Overgrowth, it has a very wide wall. It's kind of like Belshir Vestige, which is from way back towards the first year of Heart of the Swarm there. But for those of you who do remember the map that I am speaking of, it has a very wide wall, and normally players, they put their pylon in the center of the choke point instead of on one side, because then you have to put the second one if you want to cover the entire thing with pylon power, but some players, they do opt to put it on the one side. It does just take a bit longer to get everything done, though.
I was actually curious if this was going to be a Forge first, because he did go for Nexus first, desRow.
Yeah.
Instead of that, double drone trick from Hendrilisk.
Yeah.
Is that worth really all that extra cash now kind of lost?
It doesn't hurt, because it does allow you to get stuff out and going, especially since it looks like he used it for his queen here.
I thought I read that, though, that the loss of the minerals plus the fact that you just got to go make another one actually outweighs the fact that you get a drone faster, or a queen in this case.
Well, with the queen, you can larvae inject quicker, and if you have more larvae injects, that means you have more larvae. That means you are more, you get more drones out quicker. Okay. So, when it's for a drone, yes, it does make more sense to not go for it. But when it's for other things, then it can pay off sometimes.
All right, well, we do got some Zerglings here at the front door of desRow. That cannon, unfortunately, a little too far off to the right. Not able to hit that one lone Zergling.
Yeah, and it's just kind of poking at this pylon. That pylon might go down.
I suspect it will.
Yeah,
there's no zealots. There's no stalkers. We don't have warp gates. Yeah, we're gonna have to make a counter wall to this. Yeah,
he's gonna drop down a Cybernetics core back there, but it's gonna be unpowered, and there's also a hole off to the left there, I believe. Yeah. So not quite the most efficient, but actually it might be filling it. Never mind.
Oh, that's the Cybernetics right there. Yeah.
But yeah, still, having to lose the pylon there will supply block desRow just a tad, but he's gonna rebuild it in his main. He'll be good eventually.
It'll stop production for a little bit. You're gonna see a little bit of mineral, stockpiling for now. But
yeah.
Other than that, I mean, we got a few more Zerglings out and about on the map, and you see another queen coming out. Of course, the third now down here from Hendrilisk, because he knows that there's not going to be anything really to stop this. So I was just curious about this. Like, that Cybernetics warped in unpowered.
Yeah.
What was warping it? There was no pylon. It went down, then the pylon went down, but that doesn't stop the creation of the
my theory about it is that the pylon is just used to specify coordinates for the Protoss. And it's not...
You're really going to give a specification, like a scientific answer to that.
Yes, because I've thought about this. I've wondered. I've wondered about the many things of the Protoss technology, and I've come with answers.
I mean, who doesn't want energy swords in their arms, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we all grew up watching X-Men. We all are like, Wolverine, the best, yeah. And then Deadpool comes along, and,
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't try to attribute scientific answers to them, Doc.
Well, StarCraft is a very scientific game. What can I say? I've grown up with this. Actually, it grew up with me more because it's older, but you get what I mean.
StarCraft's older than you.
Yes.
Amazing. Amazing. So we did see a Stargate out and about now from desRow. He's going to get some Phoenixes, and we should see some harass coming out from him. But Hendrilisk is feeling very comfortable here. I mean, his roaming Zerglings have not seen any kind of threat coming his way, and there's going to be a drone, or sorry, probe just coming by. But that's all right. It's going to get cleaned up there by the Queen. And 3-base Zerg. He's very comfy on that.
Yeah, and it looks like the Stargate tech of desRow will get found. That Overlord will start getting...
Well, once the Phoenixes started kind of coming across the map, I think it would have given it away.
Yeah, but that Phoenix is going to be able to get that Overlord. Hendrilisk is going to be...
Look at that production. Roaches.
Yeah.
He might actually go for a kill now. If if desRow's going to go, play around in the skies, then Hendrix is just going to go for a kill on the ground.
Yeah, it's very smart, especially since, with the Stargate, you're going to have delayed gateways. You're not really going to be able to do too much with the Phoenix, especially versus a lot of Zerglings like Hendrix is making right now. 32, definitely Phoenix aren't going to be able to deal with that too efficiently because, when you only have 4 Phoenix, you can only pick up so much. He is going to be getting out his Mothership Core and a Sentry right now. We'll throw down a second Stargate as well.
No, I think that's a gateway.
But
nope, you're right. It's a second Stargate.
Yeah.
Quite right.
But yeah, we do have the Roaches already across the map now, and Zerglings, they're going to be flooding across. Metabolic Boost is finished up, and he's going to be getting a lair behind this, but a Queen is going to be going under fire by the Phoenix over at the Natural.
You could trade a Queen for the win. I mean, I think that's pretty worth it.
Yeah, and here it comes. Yeah. The Roaches and the Zerglings going to be coming in. A force field will go down, and right now the Roaches, they're going to be poking at the cannon and not quite much else. There's only the single Roach at it, but...
Why don't they just go for that pylon there?
That's the question I'm wondering myself right now, but those Zerglings are kind of blocking a lot here. It looks like there we go. Oh, nope. He's just still going to be trying to go for that cannon. I guess it'll allow him to get more Zerglings in. A couple Zerglings are getting in every time a force field does go down, as they are queued to go over there. And right now, the Phoenix, they're going to be they're going to be coming back, and they're just going to be picking up these Roaches. Hendrix, he's not. I don't know if I agree with this. He's just not really been able to kill much with this push, and he's lost quite a few resources with it.
Yeah, but I mean, desRow is definitely holding those sentries there in the back. Have done a really good job of just keeping this fun. And yeah, no buildings go down. Zerglings are just kind of fluttering about, not really sure what they should be doing there in the front. Roaches did not get any kind of massive damage off in the back, and I wouldn't have actually said that should have happened. I would have said that that big army that Hendrix put a lot of cash into should have wrought more destruction than that.
Yeah, and it was all because he wasn't really target firing with those Zerglings. I feel if those Zerglings, instead of getting moved across the buildings, tried attacking, like the gateway, the forge, and then the Roaches behind that, would have been able to be a bit more effective that way. But it looks like these Phoenix going to be able to get a couple worker kills here. So far, not too many, but
that looks juicy.
All of those Queens, I think those are reborn Queens. For those of you who are here, I believe it was last week. Or, yeah, reborn Overlords. My bad. But yeah, I said that when an Overlord sees too much violence, it starts vomiting creep all everywhere, and I think that's what
that's right. We did say that, didn't we?
Yeah. so those Overlords, they came back, and the memories are still with them.
Yeah, just like. So I guess the answer to what was Hendrix doing on the back of that is going to be Hydralisks. So Hydralisk, Roach, and Zergling going to be the next wave of attack. You see Burrow now actually on its way as well as I don't remember the official name for it, but it's the movement as a
Global Reconstitution.
Right. I didn't want to screw that one up. It's a big word right there. But
yeah.
Again, looking at the supply differences, I mean, Hendrix is more than double at this point, the army supply, and 50 up in general as well.
Yeah, but Hendrix, he's going to be coming in here. He has Hydralisks. He also has Zerglings.
Yep.
And there aren't too many force fields to go down this time. A lot more units going to be able to get rid of that warp gate. A force field will go down, but there is a hole right through the center.
That's what we were looking for last game.
But GG from desRow. Hendrix takes game number 1.
Ground weapons level 1 denied. I saw that at the end.
Yeah.
Hendrix, though, I mean, just kind of put up the pressure and didn't stop.
Yeah.
A little bit weird on that first fight, but I mean, c'est la vie. He teched up very, very nicely after getting a 3 bases, and from there he just kind of outmassed, as a Zerg should.
And you know, Hendrix, he did recently get into WCS Premier League, not quite as EVP, but still, he's obviously been practicing quite a bit of StarCraft. And desRow, I'm not completely too sure how often he has been able to play. He is playing about 60 to 70 hours a week, though, so obviously it is there, but more focused practice.
60 to 70 hours a week.
Yes.
It's more than a full-time job.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully his practice will be a bit more evident here in game number 2, because that was a very clean sweep coming the way of Hendrix. So Hendrix's practice very evident. I mean, like, he saw that there was a Stargate. He saw that there was Phoenix. Like, well, I'm not going to get attacked, so I'm just take a third. And, just massed from there. And that was that. So game number 2 is going to be on Frost. And this is actually, I believe, desRow's pick.
It was desRow's pick. Okay. It is a much larger map, and Protoss tend to enjoy this map, mainly because Force Field is very effective on this. Proxy Stargates work. Pretty much anything a Protoss wants to do, they can if they feel like it.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but desRow does favor Stargate openings. Forge, an expand, possibly Forge Fast Expand, but definitely an expansion, wall off, go for the Stargates. I see Ender Sword just kind of nodding there. Maybe it's the music, maybe it's not. I don't know.
Might be both.
But if this is a map that is going to be favoring that kind of play style, you can definitely see why it would have been picked and why why not. This second game is a very important game for desRow because he needs to grab a win in order to tie the series, or he will drop out 2-0, just like we saw him do.
Yeah, and it's currently 1-0 in Hendrilisk's favor here. He, as you said, can't really afford to lose it, but. It looks like our players are ready. We're going to be getting into game number.
desRow actually has a team in GameHeart called desRow. That's amazing.
Because he has his own logo, as you can see on stream
the
right
panda.
there.
I love the little panda.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah.
All right, so who is going to take game number 2? It will be Hendrilisk for a 2-0, and we're going to have ourselves a many repeat Tourcraft final. Or are we going to get a little bit new blood in there with desRow going to game number 3 in order to take on Massa for the finals?
Well, you're going to be finding out here. And, Massa, desRow, Hendrilisk, they did make top 3 at LAN ETS. It looks like they're going to be doing it again here.
That was a fun event as well.
Yeah.